From LALATE News headquarters in Santa Monica, this is the Midday Report on LALATE.
It's a big noontime here on LALATE with incredible great news about your fourth stimulus check. In this recording, we go over the breaking news that is forming just minutes ago. A counter-proposal from the Republicans just came in minutes ago. Of all the breaking news in this recording, the fourth stimulus check is the biggest single payout you're ever going to see in the history of this channel. And there's not one, but 6 major breaking news stories that is absolutely incredible. I'll be going over all 6 breaking news stories, including the counter-proposal from the Republicans minutes ago. Then the second half of this recording, we go over fifth stimulus. And for the first time on this channel, I'm going to be comparing it against the Warren plan because it raises up your benefits. SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, and veterans benefits. And then in the middle of this recording, we go over the big money, $5, $10, $15, $20,000 you get under third stimulus that's landing around now in your bank account. And for the first time on Noontime, I give you a tracking tool for you to track it. It's a great day. It's a great noontime. Let's get to it. I'm really excited for you. It's all happening right now on Noontime LALATE. Hey, good noontime, everybody. How are you doing? I'm so excited you have tuned in. It is warm. It is heating up very hot here in Los Angeles. Not too hot, but warm because it's Santa Monica near the water. But hope you are good and safe where you are. Tell me where you're tuning in from and tell me how the weather is where you are. Love to see your comments in the live chat or in the pit or in the comments after it's taped. In this recording, we're going to go over four stimulus, that monthly stimulus check that starts the month of July. We'll go over not one, but 6 breaking news stories, some happening late last night and one happening minutes ago. Yes, a counter-proposal from the Republicans. You're going to hear it for the first time on Noontime LA. Then the second half of this recording, we go over fifth stimulus. And I'll be comparing it against the Warren plan because it raises up your benefits a lifetime and applies a new benchmark, inflation. Better? It is, and I'll explain why it's absolutely incredible great news. Then the middle of the recording, I'm going to go over the $5, $10, $20,000 you can get right now, and I'll go over a tracking tool that you can use to find the money. It's all incredible, and this is LALATE, the only 24-hour a day, 7 days a week financial news channel. Live in the morning, taped in the afternoon. I'm next taped with you on afternoons at LA at 3 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. I look forward to seeing you then. And then evenings at 5 o'clock, followed by evenings crypto at 7, and then overnight crypto, which is live at 7:30, a 12-hour show. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers. Next step, 1 million, a YouTube record, 400,000 in 1 year. Hit that subscribe button right now. Also, like this video, 3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Later in this video, you see the importance of membership. Let's get right to fourth stimulus right off the bat by understanding the comparisons and the differences between the House and Senate plan. And it starts with one key name, Jolapal. Jolapal wrote the House plan, and the House plan provides a stimulus check for the remainder of the pandemic plus 1 year. Let's go over that and compare it against the Senate plan. So Jolapal's bill provides a stimulus check monthly for the remainder of the pandemic plus 1 year. The Senate plan in turn delivers a stimulus check from July to December. If you're in the live chat just after about 11:20 on the West Coast, 1:20 on the East Coast, get ready to vote House or Senate, but not just yet. Let's look at the monthly amount. The House proposal provides $1,000 after the first month of $2,000. The Senate amount is unknown, but word on the street is it's this. Oh boy, yes. $2,000 a month over 6 months, $12,000. That is per person. Or $1,400 over 6 months, $8,400. Wow. Now let's go back to Jolapal's bill and understand why Jolapal's calculations may be different, not because of the bill, but because of what's going on. Pandemic plus 1 year, Jolapal's bill provides, but some insiders believe that by the time the vote occurs, legislators may determine that the pandemic is over. If the pandemic's over, then Jolapal's bill would provide 12 months of stimulus checks, which would amount to $13,000 under Jolapal's bill, compared to the Senate proposal, which is nearly the same amount in half the amount of time. All right, so if you're in the live chat, vote Senate or House right now. Senate or House, which one do you like? And if you're watching this taped later on in the day, vote Senate or House in the live chat in the comments as well. And also say where you're tuning in from. All right, let's go over the other incredible details about fourth stimulus. First, who gets it? You do. So if you got the third stimulus check, you get the fourth stimulus check. 75,000 or less single individual income, you get the fourth stimulus check. Married couple, 150,000 or less, you get the fourth stimulus check. Just double it. Household, 4 or less, you get the fourth stimulus check. Quadruple it. Yes, if there's a household of 6, 2 people would not get a stimulus check. And then if you're on benefits, you get it. Congratulations. SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, Veterans benefits, Survivor benefits, you get the fourth stimulus check. Wow. Is the stimulus check a different amount for different people? No. It's the same amount for adult dependents, minor dependents, everyone else. Is it income? No. Is it taxable? No. Would it come out in waves? No. Ultimately, I'm just a reporter. I report the news. The legislators make the representations, and they represent the vote would be by July 4th. That means that you would get the stimulus check for July in July, for August in August. Incredible, great news. It's currently underway in a 2-bill, 2-step, 2-month process underway called reconciliation. But I got more about that incredible, great news coming up in just a minute. And no less than 6 breaking news stories in 1 minute ago, which makes it 7. Boy, I got a lot of news for you about this fourth stimulus, but that's your fourth stimulus updated 2021 to start. Let me give you a preview of the second half of this video. Wow. In the second half of this video, I'm going to go over fifth stimulus. It's in September. It adds in SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, Veterans benefits, Survivor benefits, raises. You'll be raised up to a big new number across the board. That would be your new benefit number under the reform. Then they would apply a new benchmark, which is inflation. Everyone knows what inflation is. But here's the interesting bit that you're going to see on later in this recording. We're now zoning in on where that inflationary rate may be when they apply it in December, and it could be the highest rate of a generation. Wow, this is incredible, great news. All right, with that, let's cut back to some big money and a new tracking tool you're going to see for the first time on Noontime. All right, let's get to it right now. I got a lot of money for you to go over in this video, so get a pen and paper ready. Stay with me to the very end because I'm very excited for you. And thank you so much for all the people who've been sending the nice comments throughout the day and yesterday saying, I got this for Snap, I got this for rent. I love that. If you've had any success story, whether it's $1 or $1,000 or $10,000, send me messages either in the comments or DM. I love it. Let's start with some big money. $350 billion of it. When it was passed in the third stimulus package earlier this year, it was supposed to land. It had not landed, and it now is. It's incredible, great news. So what is it? It's rent, utilities, mortgage help, and homeowners utilities. How much is it? Rent is about $5,000. Oh, yes, about 4 to 6 months of rent. Go get it. So where do you get it? I hope you have that pen and paper ready. Let's get to it starting right now. City Hall, City Housing Authority. County Hall, County Housing Authority. State Hall, State Housing Authority. Key words you're going to say is I'm looking for rent assistance because of COVID. That's all you say. You can also say Biden Economic Recovery Act. You do not say stimulus. Every location has a different eligibility. So when reaching out to them, understand they all have different eligibility. One may say no, and the next one may say yes. They also have their own pots of money. So $5,000 for rent, get some utilities, mortgage help. I had Simon yesterday who dropped in the comments. He got money for rent, so congratulations for him. Thank you for the other viewers who sent me nice messages in the last 24 hours, and keep them coming. Also, let's now turn to the other big success story. And I had another viewer yesterday said, I got this money and I'm really excited because of your videos. Thank you. So this is money for Snap. I've gotten so many people to Snap, and it just really is a great news. And I want you to get it as well. If you got third stimulus checks, get Snap. It's generally the same eligibility. What is it? It's money for food. You get it from reach out to Department of Agriculture. Department of Agriculture. You can call 211 and get connected over as well. How much money is it? It's a lot. It's about $16,000 for a family of 4 in Hawaii. Why so much money? Because of 2 executive orders, one from Trump, one from Biden, that raise your benefits up 15% from January to December for everyone. So go get it. $16,000 for SNAP for a family of 4 in Hawaii. $5,000 for rent. We are doing really well. We're zooming. We're at 10 minutes of this video, and I got more money for you and some tracking tools for the money. And we're getting into the first one right now. These are automatic. We love automatic money, don't we? So the first one is money from your state. I'm going to go over how much it is, then how you get it, and finally, when you're getting it. All right, first, how much money is it? One viewer is getting $5,000 for it. It is the money that states overpaid you for unemployment benefits that you were asked to return. They've now been ordered to return it back to you. Let's go over this detail. The federal government has stepped in and ordered states to return back to you money where states had overpaid you unemployment benefits due to computer malfeasance at the state level, no fault of your own, and then asked you to return it, and you did. Well, the federal government said that was an error. Citizens should have been allowed to keep that money. And wow, they have now ordered the states to return that money back to you. Incredible, great news. One viewer, of course, is getting that $5,000. Next, how are you going to get the money? Automatically to the account that you have on file with your unemployment department. Finally, when are you getting the money? Every state is different, so reach out to your state for respective tracking times. All right, let's get to the second big amount of money, and this is the one with the tracking tool. I'm very excited for you. And the tracking tool, for the first time, you're going to hear it on New Timer right now. So what is this money? It is money from the federal government, IRS and Treasury. How much money is it? How are you going to get it? And when you're going to get it? I'm going to go over all those details right now. First, how much money is it? It's a lot. One viewer is getting $2,000. It is the amount you pay to the federal government on taxes for your unemployment benefits. First, let's go over how you get the money. Let's first go over how much the money is. Here's an example. You had $9,000 of unemployment benefits in 2020. You filed an IRS 2020 tax return. You paid a total tax bill of $5,000, of which $4,000 was your taxes on that unemployment benefits. Congratulations, you're getting back $4,000 from IRS Treasury. Second, how are you getting it? You're getting it in an envelope in the mail. Yesterday, I did a lot of recordings going over about how to watch that envelope. The totality was make sure you don't throw away the mail. The envelope is very laser thin. You can totally disregard, you can totally throw it away accidentally. Don't do that. It's a beige or white envelope from Treasury. Inside is a beige check. Finally, when are you getting it? Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3. Everyone is getting paid out in May. It's important to understand what IRS is saying. You're going to get paid out in May. So you may get it the first week of June. Phase 1 was paid out last week. That is single filers, no dependents, no other refunds on the tax return. Simple single filer returns. Phase 2 started late last week, continuing this week. That is single filers with complex returns. And then Phase 3 is finishing off this week, and that's joint filers like husband and wife. Remember, they're sending them out, meaning you're not going to get it literally this week. You would get it potentially next week. So watch that mail. And for the first time on Noontime, here is a tracking tool. The tracking tool is the famous transcript trick. Go to irs.gov, set up a username and password if you've never done this before for tracking stimulus checks. Go in and set up that username and password, then it'll ask for your social security number. Then once you have an account set up in irs.gov, it's free to set up an account. Then you're going to do a transcript search. A transcript search basically shows any activity with you and IRS over the last 5-10 years. It'll show the third stimulus check. It'll show the second stimulus check. And guess what? If you have a refund check coming back from IRS, it'll show that as well. There you go. That is the irs.gov. Go in there, set up a username and password for free, and do a tracker. Incredible, great news. And with that, you are owed some money. And that is those monthly stimulus checks. And I have not one. But now, I guess it's 7 breaking news, which I'm going to go over. Every few hours is another story. And it's no longer 6 because there was one this happened minutes ago. I'm going to go chronologically in order from first to the most recent, which was literally just minutes ago. You're hearing on the first time here on this broadcast, so that you see how this is snowballing so quickly and so wonderfully. All right, first, it started with this letter from Jalapal. Remember Jalapal? Jalapal wrote the House bill that provides monthly stimulus checks. $2,000 the first month, $1,000 thereafter for pandemic plus 1 year. When Jalapal wrote that bill, 100 plus House Democrats and some Senate Democrats said, in a letter to the president, we're going to put this into the fourth stimulus package. We want these multiple stimulus checks. Wow. And the Democratic senators also wrote the president a separate letter saying, if the House members don't do it by their body, we will do it during the vote-a-rama, the final 2 days in which the bill is in the Senate. I've detailed that as well on this channel. So what did Jalopal do? Wrote Schumer and Pelosi a letter days ago saying, get the vote done, start the vote. Oh, wow. So why is this important, this letter? Because Jalopal is basically saying, the bills have been written, we don't need to be waiting around any longer, call the vote. And what's even better is that the letter is signed by dozens of legislators who signed the original letter calling for the multiple stimulus checks. Oh, wow. Then we get to this incredible letter, which came out on Friday, which is from 7 House members to the President of the United States. And what did the letter say? We're going to work with you to put the multiple stimulus checks in the fourth stimulus package. Work with you is a euphemism because the president doesn't write bills. He's a president. Legislators write bills. What they mean is that they're going to write the bill and they're going to work with the president to put the multiple stimulus checks in there. Wow. But how can they do that? Who are these people? They're on the subcommittee that actually does this. Oh my goodness. The subcommittee is the House Ways and Means Committee, which is actually tasked with the duty to do stimulus checks, unemployment, and similar subjects. That's what that subcommittee is actually overseeing. They did the first, second, and third stimulus package, and they're doing the fourth. This subcommittee doesn't have a lot of members, and now 7 of them have told the president, we're going to work with you to put those multiple stimulus checks in there. Wow. It's Captain Obvious walking by in the set behind me. And then it got even better. When on Friday, the President of the United States said, you know what, Republicans, you haven't moved $500 billion on your counteroffer. You've been at $500 billion on the fourth stimulus package since day one. So I'm not going to really move, but I'll take out $600 billion that's somewhere else. But I'm basically not going to move. And when saying that, he also told his legislators, Friday is the final day. I'm not going to have any more bipartisan negotiations with them after Friday. We've had our lunches every single day, and I'll continue to have those lunches Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, because the chicken and fish is really good, not as good as the pizza. But we're going to have lunch every day. Hope they have the cannelloni also. That's delicious lasagna. But, that's about it. And after Friday, no more talks. Time to call the vote. That's what he's told his legislators, the president. Well, that was the first item of great news for the president. The second one came yesterday. And it's actually 2 items that came yesterday, late in the day, breaking news. They're a little bit complicated, so I'm going to slow this down. The fourth stimulus is paid for by raising the corporate tax rate. It's currently 21%. The president wanted it at 28%. Moderate Democrats wanted it at 25%. The president said, deal, a couple of weeks ago. I detailed this on the channel at the time. And that deal was incredible, great news. So what did the president do yesterday? He proposed to the G7 countries recently a global minimum tax rate. And yesterday we learned that the G7 countries may agree to a global minimum tax rate of 15%. What is a global minimum corporate tax rate? It means that if a corporation is here in California, and here's the president's raising the corporate tax rate from 21 to 25, that corporation will be less dissuaded to move to France its operations if France raises its global minimum corporate tax rate. That was the first item of news. This is the second one that really shocked me because I saw it nowhere coming. A series of reports have now indicated that the president has been so successful in reportedly getting the G7 countries close to agreeing to a global minimum corporate tax rate of 15%, that after the fourth stimulus is passed, he may go back and drop the corporate tax rate back down to 21%, because at that point we may be a little bit too high on our corporate tax rate if the global corporate tax rate among G7 countries is 15%, meaning you get the stimulus checks and we won't have to stay at a 25% corporate tax rate. Wow. That is a real shocker that I had never seen. Of course, that's a fluid situation. We're still seeing that unfold. And of course, what just happened minutes ago? Breaking news you're hearing just right now on Noontime LA. Minutes ago, the Republicans, who since day one had been at $500 billion, offered $500 billion day after day after week, month after month after month, a series of a few Republicans came in and said, we will raise our counteroffer now to $1 billion. What's important to understand, is, excuse me, 1 trillion. What's important to understand is that will not make the deal. The president's at 3 trillion or 2 something or 2 plus, that's not going to make the deal. And it's not unusual. We have seen this in the first, second, and third stimulus check. When we're down to the very final last days, the opposing party often raises the offer, not enough, maybe 60% of what is being requested, and then it just stops. And they want to say, well, we made an effort. And he made an effort as well. Incredible great news. So wow. In this also incredible great news is that there's money for rent, utility, homeowners assistance, and mortgage assistance right for you available right now. Where do you get it? Reaching out to those local organizations. But if you have problems finding it, don't sweat. We have volunteers who are salt of the earth. They're viewers just like you. And they're on the community page. Where's the community page? It's in the description to this video. Open the description and you'll see an emoji of a house, and next to it will be a link to the community page. It has a picture of some cats, and then lower on the page will be the volunteers. Reach out to them. They're on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and they can help you find rent, utilities, homeowners help, and also SNAP and internet. They're incredible. Here's a little bit about them, and I'll be back in 60 seconds with you with more exciting great news about fourth stimulus and breaking developments about fifth stimulus. Stay with me. I'll be back in 60 seconds. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now on Noontime LA with incredible great news as that surfer dives into the water. I love that clip. How are you? I have big exciting news about your fourth stimulus check still coming up in this second half of this recording. And also fifth stimulus coming up right now. But subscribe. This is LALATE, your 24-hour day, 7 days a week financial news channel, the only one of its kind. I'm next with you at 3 o'clock on Afternoons LALATE. I look forward to seeing you then. And then at 5 o'clock with Evenings LALATE. And then Evenings Crypto, which is at 7 o'clock, followed by Overnights Crypto at 7:30. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. Next up, 1 million. Also like this video and consider becoming a member. Later in this video, you're going to see why membership is very important. Without a delay, let's get right into fifth stimulus. Fifth stimulus is this September, and it's a two-step, 2-month process, just like fourth stimulus. Instead of stimulus checks, it's SSI reform. Let's go over broadly what it is, and then we'll go over the specifics. So that bill heats up this September, and let's go over the details. First, they'll increase your benefit limits, remove the asset limits, and then add an inflationary benchmark, remove the income exclusion, and then remove the marriage penalty. All right, let's go over what that means and what's the breaking news across the board that's really incredible. And for the first time ever on Noontime, I'm going to compare it against the Warren plan. So what are they going to do? First, they're going to raise up your benefits. Yes, you. So if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, survivor benefits, or multiple benefits, they're going to raise it up across the board where they represent. Then they're going to apply a new benchmark. What's a benchmark? Every December, you get a letter saying next year your benefits are going to stay the same or go up. The benchmark is going to be new, and it's going to be inflation. We all know what inflation is. So what is going to be inflation in December? It's been a really hard way to figure this out, this number. And we saw Jeremy Siegel a week ago said maybe it's 20%. We had this head of the Federal Reserve in Atlanta saying that the growth rate is going to go from 4% to 10.5%, which looks like 7% inflation. And we had analysts on Friday and yesterday all basically saying maybe 4 to 7%. Understand, if we have 4 to 7%, this will be the highest inflationary one-year number in a generation. But here's the great news. This is how a benchmark works. First, they'll raise up your benefits on the FIT stimulus. You got that. Then in December, they'll look at the inflation rate. What's the inflation rate going to be? If it's, let's say, 6%, they'll raise it up, the highest inflation in a generation. And you'll always be at plus 6% your entire existence. Remember, it never steps down, so they'll raise you up to plus 6%. Next year, if inflation's 0, you don't step down, you stay at plus 6%. Incredible, great news. Then they're going to remove the asset cap, dating back to a 1980s law. It's going to go away, so you'll be able to hold more than $3,000 on hand. Very helpful before getting stimulus checks. Then they're going to remove the income cap, dating back to a 1960s law. Imagine how old that is. Saying you can't work and stay on benefits, it's going to go away. So if you want to work, you don't have to. $1,000, $2,000 a month, you will be able to, and still stay on benefits. And then the big winner is the marriage penalty is going away. Just a horrible thing. It penalizes you from getting married. You'll lose benefits normally, so it's going to go away. Now you'll be able to marry your longtime love partner. Love will win, and you will not lose benefits. When does FIT stimulus heats up? It heats up September, a 2-month stop process, likely hitting your bank account maybe about November. And then, of course, the step up would be next January. Now, let's compare this to the Warren plan. It's light years better than the Warren plan. Why? Number one, Warren plan didn't have the removing the asset cap. Second, didn't have removing the income cap. Third, didn't have removing the marriage penalty. Fourth, didn't have you tied to inflation, had you tied to CPIE. Inflation is the big number. And all you need is a big inflation number, more than 2% in December, to step you up a lifetime. This is the game changer, and it pays you a lot more money. Incredible, great news. Now let's go back to forced stimulus, because I got some more big news about that, and it starts right now. But first, before I get to forced stimulus, here's an important message. In a video that's 30 minutes in length, I can't cover everything. And fifth stimulus, which we just went over with that SSI reform, has a lot of other things in there. And that's the benefit of membership. As a member, you get every day the PDFs and the links to all the details of what's in the third stimulus package, the fourth, and the fifth. For example, in the fifth stimulus package, the president calls it the American Family Plan. But guess what? There's actually money in there for single people. There's money in there for hazard pay, money in there for seniors, for medical assistance. When we cover forced stimulus this channel, I don't have enough time to go over all the other items in forced stimulus, and there's a lot of big money in there as well. And third stimulus, there's a lot of other items I don't have time to go over. So it's really helpful to become a member. You get understanding of what's in third, fourth, and fifth, and you don't miss any money as a Purple Hawk. The link's at the top of the chat in the pinned comment. Moreover, the month of July is going to be a very confusing month if you're not a member or at least a subscriber, because if you don't watch these videos, you may see several things happening at the same time and think they're the same thing. They're not. For example, in the month of July, there's going to be a vote on a budget bill. That's not the stimulus bill. Next, there's going to be a vote no later than July 4th for the fourth stimulus package. Then also in the month of July, the third stimulus is setting out the money for the children that went to a vote earlier in March. So there's a lot of things happening at the same time, and it can get confusing. Moreover, there's a lot of other money available for you in the third, fourth, and fifth that I don't have time to cover in a given recording. So consider becoming a member. All right, let's circle back now to forced stimulus. The incredible great news about forced stimulus is that there's a lot of items in there, but one of the items that may not be in there is rent and homeowners assistance. By all accounts, the rent and homeowners assistance is going away. So if you need help with those items, go get them, because the eviction moratorium and the mortgage forbearance are likely not coming back under forced stimulus. But here's a big shocker. Remember those 7 people who are in the House Ways and Means Committee that wrote that letter on Friday? They also said to the president, remember they write the bills, that they're going to work with him, which means they're going to write it themselves, on extending federal unemployment. Wow. So this is a big shocker. It's a fluid situation, so I don't know the details of it yet. But at issue is PEUC, extra weeks of UI, PUA, extending extra weeks of independent contractor assistance, and potentially FPUC, but maybe even making it mandatory. Far from over. We're going to see how that's going to play out. But let's go back to forced stimulus. The incredible great news is that you've seen this incredible momentum in just really a very, very short period of time. As legislators have said, call the vote. We're done. And the president's message as well. Friday, I'm done with my lunches, says the president. We're calling the vote. Incredible great news. Legislators historically do not want to be in D.C. in July. They rather be out of town in June because it's the summer. They rather be at their beach house and not doing work. And yes, it would get you an extra stimulus check, but we will see how that plays out. Finally, a personal message. I don't often give personal messages, but it's important to understand this. I've been doing this a while now, 1 year. And every time that we're close to the finish line on a stimulus package, there is a series of trolls that like to come in and start to go on to another tangent. And in recent days, the surge of these trolls has been a little bit too much. So I understand you may have a political candidate you want to have run for 2024. I got it. But this is not a place to talk about the impeachment of the current president in a coverage of a forced stimulus check. So please don't do it. Otherwise, you'll be banned. Also, this is a channel where we're talking about getting people money. And if you don't want people to get money, then you can go watch something else. Ultimately, this is about helping people. And if you're not about helping people, then you can go help yourself to somewhere else. This is about positivity and keeping things positive. And if you do have a political opinion, I appreciate it. Just don't bring it here. This is called Purple Power. We don't use purple political opinions. Our focus is getting people on their feet financially. Both Republicans and Democrats, we work hand in hand on getting ourselves financially to the finish line. And while opinions are valued, this is not a place to be negative or to tarnish other people in their focus to be financially stable. It's also not a place to take a fame or to take offense at anyone on SSI or SSDI. As I've also seen, if you don't like people on SSI, get lost, because this is not the channel for you. We help everyone on this channel, whether it's seniors, disability, veterans, business people, employed, non-employed, children, without children. We help everyone here. It's positivity, and we keep focus, and we push very well together. And with that, I really appreciate you for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe, keep it positive, keep it focused, keep it motivated. Also, like this video. And I look forward to seeing you on afternoons LATE at 3 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 5 o'clock Eastern Standard, 3 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, followed by evenings LATE. Stay informed, stay focused, have a beautiful afternoon, and stay with LA for more.